Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Luckin Fosers podcast. Today is March 27th, 2021. My name is Stuart, and I'm joined by my co host, Joseph.
Hello, hello.
All right, awesome. As I have been saying in previous episodes, our email address is luckinfusers@gmail.com. Twitter is at luckinfusers. We have this YouTube channel now. You can comment, like, whatever you want to do to contact us with ideas or comments.
Yep.
So we have some topics that we want to talk about today. I
Yeah.
know that Joseph has one. I have some as well.
Yeah.
So
So,
why don't we start with yours? Because I have
sure.
one that will piggyback off of that.
Okay. Um. So recently, there's this Twitter account called Amazon News, and this is the first time that I think I've seen this account tweet anything. It's been a thing for a while, but this all started with articles coming out because Bernie Sanders was going to join the protesters in Alabama because currently there's uh, uh, a protest and demonstrations um, going off because of the workers of Amazon trying to unionize in Alabama. So Senator Sanders is going to go there and join them. And the CEO of Amazon tweeted out and said, "I welcome, Senator Sanders. Appreciate his push for a progressive workplace. I often say we are the Bernie Sanders of employers, but that's not quite right because we actually deliver a progressive workplace," is what they said. And then a representative, or the representative Mark Pacone. So this is where he comes in, and I'm not sure if I'm saying his name right, but he says, paying workers $15 an hour does not make you a progressive workplace when you union bust and make workers urinate in water bottles. Because there are currently rumors and um, there are some, I mean, there's evidence as well of Amazon drivers and workers having to pee in like bottles, or there's even been cases of people um, having to defecate in bags, and there's like an actual internal document of Amazon, saying, "Hey, don't do this. Don't."
Yeah. And the reason that they do it's not like they do it for fun. They're doing it because there aren't enough the bathrooms are too far away in the warehouse or whatever,
Yeah,
and you're so tracked on your time when you're at work that
they don't give
if
them
you
a
take
choice.
yeah,
Yeah,
if you take the time to go to the bathroom, you're going to basically get punished
yeah,
for
you get
wasting time.
reprimanded, so they don't outright, punish you for going to the bathroom, but because of the time, that you take to go to the bathroom, that's kind of where um
Yeah.
it happens. So, so Amazon News is the Twitter account. They came out and they replied and said, "You don't really believe the pain in bottles thing, do you? If that were true, nobody would work for us. The truth is that we have over 1 million incredible employees around the world who are proud of what they do and have great wages and health care from day one."
Amazon News is also quote unquote the official account for news about Amazon. Um, and so they are an official.
Yeah.
They're the Amazon.com/about. Basically, they're official.
And that was the first part of their tweet, and it's the most viral. Um, it's the most viral because of how they started it. They said, "You don't really believe the pain in bottles thing," and it's just like they're kind of just trying to offhand like say like, "No, this isn't true. Like, you don't believe that."
Yeah. It sounds like condescending.
Yeah, condescending. That's exactly what I was trying to say. Uh, their second tweet though, part two of this is, "We hope you enact policies that get other employers to offer what we already do." So what did they already do? What does Amazon do? Well, they have a $15 minimum wage at Amazon. So $15 is the minimum that you will make working at Amazon. Um, and that's where their criticism stems from. Um, why did Amazon make a $15 minimum wage? That's what you have to think about. It's not out of the goodness of their hearts, right? It's
Right.
business. So $15 minimum wage is what the world is heading towards. Well, not world, but America. And although it didn't, it didn't come to pass, it was definitely a huge talking point and very popular in a lot of states like Florida. In the last election cycle, they they passed the $15 minimum wage, and the $15 minimum wage in Florida had more votes than Donald Trump or Joe Biden. So more people voted uh, for uh, minimum the $15 minimum wage
Hmm.
because there was like something like 60% or something. I actually want to look it up now so I can fact check this. So yeah, so it was over 60% of Florida voters voted for the increase, which is more than what Joe Biden or Donald Trump got. So obviously, it's very popular,
Hmm.
and it was pushed by Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders is the one who brought the $15 minimum wage to kind of the front minds of everyone, right? Uh, and it's a little ironic that Amazon News, the same account, came out with a tweet yesterday. It says, "There's a big difference between talk and action. Senator Sanders has been a powerful politician in Vermont for 30 years, and their minimum wage is $11.75. Amazon is $15 plus great health care from day one. Sanders would rather talk in Alabama than act in Vermont."
Yeah. So this one is is political.
It's very
It's
political.
inflammatory. It's directed at a specific person. Um, this tweet it just seems very unprofessional.
Um, it is very it's something. It's that's for sure. And what are they saying? So they're saying why doesn't Vermont have? Well, first of all, Bernie Sanders is a senator. He doesn't. He's not involved with the very local legislation, right? He works in the Senate. So yes, he's been there for 30 years. Um, but the minimum wage increase has only recently been very popular. Um, and so I mean, in the only reason why Amazon enacted the $15 minimum wage is just because it became popular, and it's something that everyone was pushing for, that their workers were pushing for, and that's why they made the change. And this is just um, it it just doesn't make sense. There's more tweets from Amazon News. I would recommend just going there and going to the Amazon News Twitter and reading the weird propaganda that they're sending out. Because they
Yeah,
also criticize Elizabeth Warren as well. Um,
they're totally and they're absolutely trying to bust union
yeah,
organization in Alabama. It's like
yes,
extremely painfully obvious that that's what they're doing.
and one of the previous episodes we talked about the anti-union ads that they were pushing onto Twitch,
Yeah,
as
and we
well.
talked about the peeing in bottles before.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Uh,
like this isn't these are things that are known. Uh
yes.
so uh, so for them to also make the first tweet of you don't really believe the peeing in bottles thing, do you?
Yeah.
Is like no, we do all believe that because your workers have said that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
So do you
so
believe Amazon or do you believe the workers? Right.
yeah,
Um, and I mean, there's no good ending to this. There's no good story. This is ongoing kind of situation with the attempts to unionize in Alabama.
yeah,
Um, so I mean, it's good that Bernie Sanders is going out there. I think that's a good sign to kind of bring more attention to that, and hopefully, the workers are able to succeed. And we'll see what that starts. I hope that it starts kind of like a domino effect. Um,
yeah.
for
So
Amazon, the workers of Amazon.
the thing I wanted to piggyback on was,
Yeah.
so two things. So the first thing is, I'm not sure who runs these Twitter accounts. Obviously, they are official. And I'm gonna bring up another one where I they just tweet these things, and since they're not deleted, I can only assume that they stand by
They
them.
stand by them.
And so I don't know if you remember, but Burger King on on the first day of International Women's Month,
Yeah.
they posted a tweet, and it was just "Women belong in the kitchen." That was it.
Yes,
That was the
that
whole
was the
tweet.
whole tweet. They did have more,
There
so they
was more, but
replied to their tweet. But
you had to click it to
yes,
see the
you
more.
had to open it, and the
You had to
reason
have
they
opened.
did that, according to Burger King, was so they wanted to bring attention to like the disparity of women chefs or cooks at their restaurants and the food
Yes.
service industry in
Yeah.
general. But it's
But
so terrible.
it's just
It's
not yeah, it's
awful.
just bad. It's just like, if I worked at any of these companies and I was one of the people on like the ad campaign, and somebody said, "Oh, hey, it's International Women's Month in 2 months or whatever. This is going to be our play. We're going to say on day 1, we're going to tweet from the official account, and we're going to say women belong in the kitchen." I would have said, "No, we're not going to do that. Think of something else." And same with the Amazon thing, like, why do you have to say this? Don't say these things. Um, and then there's other Twitter accounts that have kind of done these things in the past, and it's just like, what
Yeah,
is who is doing this? But then they
it's
don't delete it, so I can
it.
only assume.
Yeah, it's definitely the age of like more abrasive and weird, edgy kind of social
Yes.
media.
Yeah. So the
Um,
next thing I wanted to talk about branches off of that kind of edgy social media thing. So Lil Nas X had a YouTube video, a music
yeah,
video.
music
I
video.
haven't seen it. I haven't seen it, but apparently, like, there's Satan in it. Okay.
Yep,
And the part I wanted
I
to
did
talk
see it.
about.
So
Oh, okay. So maybe you can tell me about it
yeah,
right after this. So the part I want to talk about is that in 2 days there's going to be some really cool shoes on sale. There's going to be 666 pairs in existence. Um, they are Nike Air Max 97s, which I'm not sure where they got 666 pairs of 1997 shoes, but they did. And they're all custom. Um, and they have been written on with ink and human blood. And
yeah,
so in 2 days, you can purchase it for $1,000.18. I mean, $1,018.
yeah.
I'm sure you won't be able to get one,
No,
but if you could, I'm sure you could resell it.
yes,
But yeah, so to me, that just seems extremely edgy. To the point of, like, they're obviously just trying to sell the edginess. Like, it doesn't get much more edgy than this.
yeah. So I mean, the music video itself is definitely. I mean, we've been seeing this with like music videos, which I mean, I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with these videos, but I mean, like videos like the WAP and you
Oh,
know
oh,
and I think there was another one I can't remember. It's essentially along those lines,
right.
except this one includes more Christian. imagery,
religious.
more
Yeah,
religious imagery. Yeah.
they're just pushing the envelope every direction, basically.
Um. Yeah, and I mean it ends with Little Nas X taking over hell or something, killing Satan.
Oh, oh, interesting. Okay.
Um. And yeah, it's a promotion for the shoes that he's partnered with Nike, I think, right?
I don't know,
Um.
Nike or Mischief.
Yeah, I think it's Nike.
I think Mischief is his record label or something.
Yeah, I think it's Nike, and so it's obviously a push to sell the shoes as well.
Yeah,
But I mean, it's nothing. If you're offended, it's probably because you're religious.
yeah,
Um, because like I said, there is some Christian imagery. But I mean, it's. I think it's just yeah, it's just for the shoes.
yeah, yeah. No, it's just to sell shoes. So that was the last thing related to like Twitter that I wanted to talk about. Um, there's also one thing I wanted to bring up was the Dota anime on Netflix. So this I'm taking a big turn here.
Okay.
Okay, Dota is an acronym for Defense of the Ancients. It's a MOBA, which is an acronym for a multiplayer online battle arena. There's a lot of acronyms here. Basically, it's a video game. It's called Dota. They decided to make an anime and put it on Netflix. Dota is owned right now by Valve, and I have not watched the Netflix anime yet, and I was going to ask if you have.
So to give a little more context, be, of the release of this anime, there's a Dota 2 major going on. Um, so they released it at the same time as the major, I think, to just kind of get
Hype it a
more
little.
hype it a little bit, yeah. And then they've been releasing some updates into Dota 2 as well. Um, but the anime, no, I have not seen it. I actually was thinking about watching it because it came out very late. It came out like at midnight, maybe 2 days ago.
Yeah, it's
Um,
it's very recent. I was considering watching it, but I was working and stuff,
yeah,
and it's like,
I was laying in bed. I'm like, no, I shouldn't watch this because I'm probably gonna watch a couple episodes and I'm just gonna stay up.
yeah,
So I didn't watch it, but I actually do plan on watching it. Just I am not I'm not a fan of Dota just because I don't know anything about it. I don't know the lore or anything. But I mean, just because it's you know
I I
va-
almost feel like this is their way of trying to get us into the lore. Like
yeah,
I feel like they're gonna gradually get you into it. I hope anyway,
yeah,
because I don't really know the lore either.
yeah, yeah. So I guess maybe we'll check it out and kind of talk about it more next episode maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
I haven't heard anything about the show, so I don't know if it's good or if it's bad.
That's the other thing I wanted to bring up is like I haven't really heard anything good or bad about. I haven't heard anything. Um, and I don't know if that's because it's just 2 days or like nobody's watched it or they're all currently watching it, so they can't post about how great it is. I don't know.
Maybe. Yeah.
Um, yeah,
So it's on Netflix. So if you have
yeah. They
Netflix,
tried to
you
make
can
it like
watch it.
widely available, So
Here, what is it called? Do you know what it's called?
I think it's
Netflix.
just called Dota. No, is it?
It's called Dota Dragon's Blood.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know what it's about. It's about the game, I guess, the lore around the game. But it will
I
be
know
an
that.
interesting watch.
I know that. Like, so I've played the game a little bit, and like the guy on the like cover art, I don't know what character that is. I'm not sure that guy's in the game. And so that's why I was like, wait, what? Where are they starting with this? Like maybe they're gonna introduce us to a lot of the lore
Um,
because
yeah,
there's people in here that aren't in the game. I don't think. Anyway,
I don't know. I did look up Dota 2 anime, and one of the articles is Bass Hunter returns to Dota anime trailer. So I think that's pretty cool, I guess.
oh okay,
Uh,
oh
Bass
okay,
Bass Hunter, obviously the
yeah. I
Dota
listened to
song.
him a lot in high school.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, and he's very famous for his song that's called Dota.
yeah.
So, um, speaking of video games, Euro Truck Simulator and American Truck Simulator had a bunch of DLC on sale, I think over the weekend, last weekend.
Yeah. Let me check if it's still on sale. Go ahead and.
Good idea. Yeah. Why don't you check on that? My sister bought a lot of it. She did not buy Utah or Colorado because apparently those are newer and so
More
they're
expensive.
more expensive. But she got a lot of Eastern Europe and she got Washington and Oregon. And then she got a triple monitor setup. And so she normally drives, I guess, just one monitor. And I remember like 2 years ago for her birthday, I went on like the subreddit. She actually went on the subreddit and she was like, "Hey, what's like the best beginner steering wheel?" And everybody like with pedals. And like everybody was like, "Oh, get this Logitech one that has been discontinued for years." And so she was like, "For my birthday, I want you to find me this." And I was like, "Great." And so I found one on eBay and it didn't have a buy it now, so I had to bid on it. I was like, this steering wheel better be the. And apparently, it's like the best entry level. And what you're supposed to do is like, if you find out that you do enjoy this, then you get the step up with like a clutch and a gearbox and
How much
like
was
all
it?
that. I think it was like 80.
Okay.
Yeah. And it came like in box. Like I was like, where I don't know where this person got this, but I mean, it was used obviously, but they kept the box and all the
Yeah.
packaging. Um, and so I was very happy with the purchase. Um, the shipping took kind of a while, but I mean, it was a pretty big box. And my sister likes it. And so, yeah, so she's got a triple monitor setup now. And so she's got like front facing in the center. And then on the left, she's got her left mirror and her like what you would see from your peripheral. So she still can't see her blind spot. And then on the right, it's the same. And it's funny because she was driving across this bridge and she wanted to show me. So she takes out her phone. So she takes her hands off the wheel. She takes out her phone, starts videoing it, and she starts drifting to the right a little bit and almost crashes. So then she has to like put her phone down and like recorrect.
Yeah.
And so I just thought that was funny. But yeah, she really likes it. And the game itself actually has a configuration for single monitor, triple, or four. And the way the fourth works is the fourth is supposed to be down in the center. And it's supposed to be your actual wheel, your dashboard, your like switches and stuff. Um,
I would assume also like the little monitor, like your
yeah.
GPS.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So in theory, I guess she would want four monitors. Pretty crazy, but
Yeah. That's
yeah.
cool. I'd imagine that. Yeah, that would be awesome. I did play those games a little bit. I played both Euro Truck, which I didn't really get into. I did get a little more into American Truck Simulator.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just because I was able to, because I've drove to California and back to Arizona a couple times. So I'm able to take the same routes, and it's
Yeah.
cool seeing things, although at a much smaller scale, a very
Yeah.
much smaller scale. But
But
still,
at least
it's
all the
cool.
highways are the correct numbers and stuff,
Yeah, the
right?
highways
Yeah.
are all accurate in the numbers and
Yeah.
stuff.
So I yeah,
And
so
you
I think
see
that would
some
be
like landmarks that are the same, and it's cool just kind of seeing the similarities while you're driving. It is a pretty hard game,
okay.
uh, especially if you like, because they have they have a lot of crutches you can have to make it easier. But then you have to like, so you're in a big rig. You have a trailer attached, and you gotta park it in a parking lot, and you have to reverse and look at your side view mirrors, and it's all like, oh my god, like I'm not even getting paid to do this actually. Like this is hard. And like I had to spend like 2 hours trying to drop off one package if I try to do it the hard way. If you do it the hard way, you get paid more. So that's the incentive. You get like paid more,
Oh,
or you get like more experience. I think actually.
okay.
Um, so that's the incentive for that. But it's like, wow, this just like this is too hard, and I stopped playing it. But it was fun. It was fun driving around.
Yeah, I played like the demo one time. Didn't like it for the same reason, and that's when I decided, okay, I don't want to buy this. And I
Yeah.
remember because the very first thing in the demo was like back up your big rig to attach this trailer
Yeah.
that's like filled with whatever you're shipping, teddy bears. And I couldn't do it for the longest time. Finally, I did, and then I couldn't get like out of the parking lot because I was so long and I wasn't used to like taking really wide turns or whatever. Um, but yeah, I think that the most useful part of it is definitely all the routes because like you'll literally end up knowing you'll know all the numbers of all the freeways that you have to take. You'll understand like east west and north south ones and all that. Um, your sense of time will probably definitely be off. You will have probably no idea how long it takes to actually get somewhere. But other than that, yeah. Um, I think some people find it relaxing, whatnot.
Yeah. I can definitely see that. Because I mean, you just drive
Yeah,
and listen to music or have radio or something. Because they have
yeah.
in-game radios as well, which are like linked up to real internet radios. Um,
Oh, wow.
yeah, and I don't know if they have fake ads or real ads. That's I actually don't know if they were real or fake. But I remember getting a bunch of like tractor ads and stuff.
Interesting.
So I don't know if it was a real one or a fake one. I probably should look that up, but it is pretty cool.
Um, yeah, so the only other thing really is update, I guess, in my life is that I've been cooking fish lately. I got a lot of salmon.
Okay.
I'm really tired of chicken thighs. I have been eating chicken thighs basically every day since December. Yeah, December. It's March now. I'm freaking tired of it. So I decided to start getting some salmon instead.
Okay. How's the salmon?
Um, it's good. It's more expensive, is the thing that is frustrating me. Cause with chicken thighs, I could get like 2 meals worth of chicken thighs for like $3.99. Whereas I can get like 1 meal worth of salmon for like $5.99.
What if you tried with the chicken? Do you like marinate it or something? Or,
So each package comes with 6 thighs,
yeah.
and I can't eat 6 thighs at once. But of course, I'm going to cut it open. And
Yeah.
so now I have to do something with the other half. So the first half I do not marinate, and then the second half I do.
Okay.
Yeah. But
Um
maybe I should mix it up and try a different marinade. Is that what you're thinking? So that I
yeah,
don't get
I mean
bored of
there's a
it?
couple different marinades, but like I mean there's like you can go with like an Asian kind of
I always do
marinade.
Asian. Yeah, I always do soy
Yeah.
sauce, rice wine, and sugar.
What's very popular, I don't know if with chicken, I know with beef it's pretty popular, but like citrusy marinades,
Oh,
um
like a lemon garlic or something.
yeah, or like a orange kind
Interesting.
of uh I know and for I know for like Hispanic like carne asada citrus is used a lot. But that's just, for beef. So I don't know if chicken is used. You use a lot of citrus with chicken. I mean, I don't see the problem with it. So it might be good. But definitely also maybe like, what if you do what if you mix the chicken into other things? So
Yeah.
like
Like make like chicken fried rice or
yeah,
something.
like that or like some noodles or something.
I really should.
Because
Yeah.
I think that would probably make it, or make it less boring. Because I mean, if you're doing like chicken and vegetables every day,
Yeah.
I
That's what I've been
assume,
doing.
yeah,
Yeah.
this is probably boring.
Yeah.
Um, I I do pretty much the same thing though. Like my one of okay, so recently I've been eating chicken, but my go-to for a little bit was just ground beef. Cooking ground beef with um, I just put like a bunch of seasonings, like salt,
Wouldn't you like put
pepper.
in a tortilla?
Yeah, so I would make tacos. So I would have
Okay.
ground beef tacos,
Okay.
which is actually pretty good because this is what I do. So I cook up ground beef with a bunch of seasonings, and then I would have two corn tortillas. So it would be two corn tortillas instead of just one. Um,
Wait,
and
does that mean you had two tacos, or did you have one taco that was like double wrapped?
like double wrap.
Okay.
Uh, and so you put I would put a little bit of this coleslaw mix. It's not actual coleslaw. It's just like cabbage. It's a cabbage mix. Um, so it's not like coleslaw, like made coleslaw. It's just the cabbage with it's like cabbage, red cabbage, or I think that's what it's called, red cabbage, and like carrot, like a little piece of carrot. And so I would just put that on the taco and then put sour cream, and it would be really good. Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
but I don't
Maybe
know
I should try
because
that.
I mean you said that I think you mentioned before that you wanted to kind of stay away from beef.
Um. Yeah. I don't know if I really care that much. I think the reason I said that is because I have very little experience with ground beef. I've made steaks and stuff,
Ah,
but ground beef I've like never really used. I don't
yeah.
know how. Yeah.
Okay. So
So
yeah,
maybe I'm like maybe it's not. It's obviously not as hard as I think it is, but
yeah. I guess you could because I see what you mean because you can't really. I mean, taking the temperature of ground beef, I don't know that you can even do that. And there's probably like something you can look up because what I'm gonna say is, um, you can get it, you can overcook it a little bit. It's okay. It's ground beef, like ground beef. Like you're not really eating medium rare burgers, uh, which are, I mean, they're good. Like if you can get a good reputable place to cook up a good burger like that, then it's good. But with ground beef, you generally want to make sure you cook it all the way. Um,
oh okay.
just because like it's different with like steaks. Um, with steaks, since they don't like mix it up, so only the outside has like the bad, can potentially have like the bad bacteria and stuff.
Oh, I see what you
But
mean.
with the ground beef, they put it in the machine and they mix it all up,
Yeah.
so it's potentially can all be
Okay.
bad.
Exposed.
Yeah, exposed. So that's why you generally want to cook it all the way and stuff. But if it's like if it's clean ground beef, like it's a butcher or a meat place that you trust, then you can do like medium rare ground beef or something. But for tacos, you generally want to cook it all the way, and for ground beef, unless it's like steak tacos, then I would say that you can do the usual medium rare. But yeah, I mean, you just try it a few times. I did have to try a couple times before I got it. Um, just because like every stove is different and stuff. Um, I would say also that's funny because chorizo. Do
Mm-hmm.
you have have you had chorizo?
Yeah. Yeah. It's like
Um,
sausage,
yeah, it's exactly is what
but
it
it's like
is.
ground sausage. Yeah.
It took a while for me to get chorizo down because
Oh,
it
okay.
would I would it would come out. I guess I would undercook it a little bit. And I've tried like three times, and it just I thought I like left it on there enough, but it didn't, and it just would come out weird. But I got a trick from my mom because I talked to my mom, and so apparently chorizo is supposed to like turn almost a dark color when it's cooked, like
Oh,
a dark, like almost like black. And the reason why it looks a little weird is because it's wet. It's very wet. Um, because it lets a lot of like moisture and grease.
okay.
So it's because usually with a meat you can tell because it's like dryish, right? Um,
Yeah.
like ground beef. I mean, but chorizo is a little hard. But funny here's I guess we can probably wrap it up pretty soon. But one last thing is a good meal for breakfast is like chorizo and egg and scrambled egg.
Oh, okay.
So what you do is you cook the chorizo and like when it's done, you throw in like an egg or two in there and just scramble it,
And just yeah.
and then you have like a nice spicy egg like taco
Okay.
or burrito.
Yeah.
Uh,
So to bring this back to the very beginning, this is my cinnamon crunch cereal, and I got it from Amazon.
yeah.
And as much as I hate Amazon, I use Amazon Fresh
Yeah.
like twice a month for my groceries. I get my bill, it's over $35, so I get free shipping. I make sure to tip the guy, but the problem is it's just too convenient that I can't not do it, I feel
Yeah.
like.
I mean, yeah,
And I hate that.
I use a
I
lot of
hate that.
Amazon as well.
Yeah.
Like
And
I have a
then
lot of
of course
Amazon basic stuff.
yeah. So, yeah.
I mean, I guess the moral of the story is just to kind of be aware, right? Like Amazon, they're very convenient, and it is what it is, and you kind of are forced to use them a little bit. Um, but just be aware, because Amazon workers are peeing in bottles. So
Yeah. Peeing in bottles and pooping in bags. So,
that's it. That's the
that's
title of the
that's the
episode.
that's the podcast. All
Yeah.
right, thank you for listening everybody. Talk to you
All right,
later.
everyone.
See you next time.